Good evening and welcome to Civil War and Ghost Stories. I'm your host, Stevie Bartow, and tonight we are finishing our two-part series of Haunted Charleston. Charleston, South Carolina's paranormal history dates back hundreds of years, and there is an abundance of spirits that reside there. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
This first ghost story is experienced by tourists and Charleston residents alike. Established in 1893, the Blind Tiger Pub was a response to the strict South Carolina dispensary system, and this was ruled by the governor at the time, Ben Pitchfork Tillman. The backlash was the creation of several speakeasies across the city, including the Blind Tiger. The name was a nod to Tillman because he was blind in one eye from childhood, and also he was a die-hard Clemson Tiger fan. However, locals will tell you that the real tiger is the black cat, or otherwise known as the Lady in Black. She haunts the walls of this historic pub, and she has been spotted by patrons and bartenders alike. One night, the manager called last call, and two regulars ordered their last drinks and got ready to settle their bill, when all of a sudden, a black figure appeared out of nowhere. It was a tall woman dressed in all black, and she did not look happy. She looked at them like, "What are you doing in my bar?" Before the men could even react, the apparition walked through the bar and into the wall and disappeared. All three men confirmed that they all saw the Lady in Black. They quickly got the hell out of there. The manager never closed the bar so quick in his entire life. Even more frightening is the time a woman left her husband at the bar to use the restroom. And while she was walking to the restroom, all of a sudden, she got yanked back by her hair. And this wasn't just a regular yank, this was violent. The woman had tears in her eyes and looked around to see who did that. But when she turned around, no one was there. So the woman completely forgot about going to the bathroom and ran back to her husband to tell him what happened. When she told him the story, the husband was confused as well. He didn't know about the Lady in Black. But the bartenders and the locals at the bar, they knew what really happened to the woman. They told her she was attacked by the Lady in Black. So you may ask yourself, why do some places become haunted while others don't? Most will agree that places that are filled with strife and violence have a tendency to become haunted. The Charleston Powder magazine definitely fits that description. Since it was built in the early 1700s as a place to store gunpowder and weapons, it has seen countless acts of brutality and death. People have seen ghostly soldiers guarding the doors at night, presumably from attack from the Spanish, French, and Native Americans. There have also been claims of sightings of Anne Bonny, the famous female pirate known to haunt the Pink House in Charleston. Whether this pirate spirit can haunt two places at once is a mystery, but the real spirits in this place are the echoes of war. This building acted as an arsenal for countless conflicts. It stored the weapons that led to death and destruction for thousands of people. War is a painful event, and it leaves a psychic mark on the world around it. The screams of pain and loss reverberate through time, and visitors claim to experience this phenomenon even today. About 5 years ago, a teen was visiting the area when he ran into a ghost that he didn't know was a ghost at first. It was a boy about his age, dressed in an old military uniform that barely fit him. The teen assumed that the other boy was an actor and asked him questions about the war and home. The boy answered in short responses, as he was visibly scared, and talked about missing his mom. A few minutes into the conversation, a dark stain began spreading through the boy's shirt. The color drained from the boy's face, and his eyes rolled to the back of his head. The teen tried to yell for help, but he just stuttered and stammered. The young soldier boy fell over, and that's when the teen snapped out of it and ran for help. When the teenage boy came back with his parents, the young soldier was nowhere to be found. Thank you for joining me on Civil War and Ghost Stories. If you enjoyed today's tale, follow the podcast and leave a rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It keeps these stories alive, and maybe the spirits too. Remember, the veil between our world and theirs is thin, sometimes just a whisper away. If you ever feel a cold spot or a tap on your shoulder, tread carefully. History leaves its mark, and those marks can reach across time in ways that we don't expect. Stay curious, but stay cautious. And join me next time as we uncover more haunting truths behind the American Civil War. You won't want to miss what's waiting.